Greetings everyone, I'm Hoodie Angel Brandon. Today we're covering the latest Nintendo Direct. It was 45 minutes. Jeez. I'm just gonna go through, give my follow-up thoughts as usual. So let's just dive right in. First they started with 3DS stuff, which I'm shocked they're still giving this much support to the 3DS. Like, I thought it was at the end of its lifespan, but no, it's still going really strong. They've got all these games coming out for it. Okay. I think I've made my stance at this point pretty clear that they should really be wrapping it up and focusing on the Switch instead of trying to split their development teams. That was kind of the whole reason I was excited for the Switch was, hey, now we've got both teams, the console and the portable teams, working on one console, get games out at a better pace, but whatever. They started with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, with a just quick little trailer type thing. They showed some new areas and this like cutscene thing with Necrozma and the box legendaries. Necrozma looked straight up like Poke Satan. Step aside, Giratina, your title's been usurped. The new forms that they've been showing and teasing all this time are called Duskmane and Dawn Wings Necrozma, depending on which version legendary they take. And as everyone guessed, it's another QREM situation where it's Poke Fusion. Okay. Nothing that interesting there. Didn't talk a whole lot about that, just, oh, this is the name of the forms, and yeah, it's a fusion. But the new areas they showed off, in particular, they showed a beach with surfers on it and the Valley of Pikachu, but we already saw the Valley of Pikachu in the original Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon trailer. They said that there are new outfits, which, thank you. That's the one, at this point, that's like one of the things I look forward to most is just, what kind of new outfits can I get my characters? I mean, that's in any game, not just Pokemon, but, and they also said that the way you meet your starter will be different, so there are going to be some story changes, probably nothing too hugely different. And then they also talked about the new Lycanroc Dusk form. And they didn't actually talk about it here, but I was reading online. Apparently it evolves within like a certain 1 hour long time window. It's like 17 o'clock to 17:59, and military time, that's what, 5 to 5:59. Very narrow window to level that up and get it. And it only works with Rockruff, which with a special ability. I don't remember which ability it was, but it's only available via distribution, which if you get the game within a certain time window, there you get to download a Rockruff with that ability and evolve it. Also, it has its own Z move, which apparently can clear stage hazards, which is cool. Never enough ways to get rid of stealth rocks. Them sneaky pebbles. And then they also talked about Pokemon Gold and Silver coming to Virtual Console. I think they said that's coming on September 22nd. I didn't quite catch that. But if you get the Gold and Silver Virtual Console games, you can also get a Celebi with that for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And then finally they showed, I think this was actually the most shocking thing of the whole Direct. New Ultra Beasts. Like, not form change Ultra Beasts, just whole brand new Ultra Beasts. They're version exclusive. I didn't catch their names, but one was like a giant wall and the other one was just a horrifying amalgamation of weird. But why that's so shocking is I don't think they've ever added a whole new Pokemon in the middle of a generation. We've gotten form changes. I mean, the third game mid-generation has been a staple of the series since forever. Gen 1 had Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, Platinum. Black and White 2 was the first time it was like a split thing like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And then we didn't get one at all for Gen 6. That was the one time they broke that tradition. And then it's back here. But in all of those, they've done form changes for the Pokemon. Platinum had Giratina's origin form. Black and White 2 had the Kyurem fusions. Platinum also had the Rotom forms. But and then of course Mega Evolutions have been introduced mid-generation too. But this is the first time they've ever added a whole new Pokemon, which is just really interesting and unexpected. So that was the most shocking thing I think of the whole direct. And then finally they just said there's a new 2DS XL with the Pokemon theme. It looked like a Pokeball coming out with that game. So cool if you for some reason still don't have a DS and want to play Pokemon. Following that, they started talking about some of the smaller 3DS titles that are coming. The Mario and Luigi game, it's going to have amiibo support to get items, which is really boring. And that game with the Koopa and Goomba amiibo come October 6th. A new game, Kirby Battle Royale, is coming in January. With like multiplayer of various Kirbys. And that's going to have... They're also having a copy ability poll to find people's favorite copy abilities. It'll probably be like UFO or something. One of the really overpowered ones. Following that was Yokai Watch 2. The third version of that is coming sometime later this month. And also the base versions of that game can receive an update. So that's cool. They're not forcing you to buy a whole new game like Pokemon. And then they showed a new Professor Layton game. I'm not familiar with that series, but that's coming October 6th for fans of that. And then Minecraft on 3DS. What system? What can I not play Minecraft on at this point? Like it's on the Wii U. I think it's on or coming to the Switch. It's on the 3DS now. I mean, I can't think of any, like, console or anything that you can't play Minecraft at this point. Like, geez. They showed that you can use the touchscreen to manage your inventory, which you would have thought was a no-brainer, but apparently I didn't actually get the game, but apparently they didn't figure out that that's why people wanted it on the Wii U. So they finally figured that out, at least, so that's cool. You can download that today, but they also said a physical version of it is coming later. If you want to hold out for that. I don't know, most people probably have it besides me by now. And then they showed Mario Party Top 100 games from the 1 through 10 games in the series. Is coming November 10th. That looks really cool. I would have thought that would be on the Switch. You know, a best of Mario Party was something I was asking for around when the Switch came out. But I guess it's on the 3DS instead. The most important thing there I saw was they had Book Squirm, which is the best Mario Party game ever made. So that's exciting, I guess. And then they mentioned, hey guys, don't forget Samus Returns is coming out at the end of this week. That still looks really good. Speaking of Metroid, anyways, then they talked about some RPGs from Atlas. It went really fast. Basically, they've got a lot of games coming early 2018, as well as Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, and Fire Emblem Warriors. They didn't say anything for either of those games in that segment. They talked about Warriors a little later, though. And then finally, they wrapped up the 3DS stuff by saying that there is also going to be an Orange 2DS XL on October 6th. Again, why is the 3DS still being supported so hard? Anyways, their next big main game that they talked about was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It was a lot of lore, really fast. I could not keep up with this. They just went through like, okay, these are like all these factions, this is the world, all these factions have their own goals, and I was just like, wait, what? Hold on, slow down. They went really fast on that. I couldn't keep up with that. Then they showed some like cutscenes, and again, the voice acting, some of it was good and some of it was like not. It was really hit and miss. I didn't like all the voice acting. Some of it was okay, but some of it was just like, But the game itself looks the world looks absolutely massive. They're just looks huge. And then they did a lot of talk about mechanics and stuff, and again, it was like, I cannot keep up with this. But that's coming on December 1st, and it's going to have a special edition and a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 themed Pro Controller. Next, they had more headlines, this time for Switch games. They started by saying Splatoon 2 is getting more updates with new stages and weapons. And then they talked about Fire Emblem Warriors, more in depth, just a little bit. They showed a new character. It's Lyn. She's not a mounted archer, though. She just uses a sword, so I doubt she'll have any real impact on the meta. That game's coming October 20th, as well as the Chrom and Tiki amiibo will be launching with that. Next was Snipper Clips Plus. They just kind of showed there's going to be new stuff for it. If you already have the game, you can get that stuff as DLC. Nothing huge there. And then Morphe's Law, which they showed off during the Nindies event, still looks really good. I still think that game looks really good. That's coming this winter. And then Rocket League, also coming in the winter. They showed Mario, Luigi, and Samus Cars. I don't have any context for that game, so to me it's just whatever. And then Arena of Valor, another game that I was just like, I don't know. It's really not the kind of game I'd really be interested in. But that's also coming in the winter, so 3 games all at winter. And then the long-awaited Skyrim, much like Minecraft, you can play it on dang near anything at this point. It's coming November 17th, and Bethesda's also putting out Doom and Wolfenstein on this holiday and 2018 respectively. I know a lot of people have been talking about how they wanted those games, so I guess there you go. And then they talked about Flip Wars, which I actually forgot existed. It's getting an update, which I didn't even know it was out. Like, seriously, I haven't heard anyone talk about that game since they like formally revealed it. Like, after that, I didn't hear anyone talk about it. Like, okay. And then was arcade games for the Switch. With the old school Mario Bros. They showed Punch Out, Balloon Fighter, Clue Clue Land. I love Clue Clue Land. That game's fun. And that's coming, at least the first of those, the original Mario Bros. Is coming September 27th. After that, they showed the Breath of the Wild Champion amiibo. Those are coming out November 10th. They detailed what they all do, but I don't have context for it, so... And then they showed a bunch of sports games and Pokken, which I think I dozed off for a second there because that was super boring. Next was the next big game they were talking about. It was Square Enix's RPG Octopath Traveler, which will be Switch exclusive. I still really like the art style they're going with for that. It's got that pixel style. It really reminds me of Phantom Brave. They're calling that art style HD 2D. And they talked about how the game will feature 8 characters, each with different skills called path actions that they can use to interact with other characters in the world. One of them can challenge various NPCs to duels to either get them out of his way or get information out of them. One of them can use one called Allure to get various NPCs to follow him, either to take him back to a village or to lure him into a trap. Really interesting stuff. It looks good. And there's a demo available for that, and that's expected to come out worldwide on 2018. Next, they showed more highlights, starting with ARMS and some fugly-ass clown lady named Lola Pop. I've heard a little bit of talk about her. It doesn't sound like anyone's excited for her, so it's like, eh. Like, seriously, I just looked at her and I'm like, that's not an appealing character. In this roster full of characters with really cool designs, you've got a clown, and it's like, no one likes clowns. Come on, you should know this. It's 2017. No one likes clowns. After that was Dragon Quest Builders, is coming to the Switch in spring 2018. There's going to be a Switch exclusive Great Saber Cub. That looks good, actually. I don't know a lot about it, but it looks like Minecraft meets Dragon Quest, which is cool. And then after that was the Kirby game we saw at E3. It's going to be called Kirby Star Allies, coming spring 2018, a lot sooner than I expected, actually. And it still looks really good. And then after that, they showed off a bunch of the games that they had on the Nindies showcase. Just really quick. Here are some of these games you can pick up on the eShop. It was like, okay, whatever. Already seen them. And then after that, they showed really quickly a game called Lost Sphere. Sonic Forces is coming November 7th. Resident Evil Revelations is November 28th. That's 1 and 2. And then LA Noire is November 14th with all of its DLC. And that wrapped up all the highlights, and they moved on to the last game of the presentation, Mario Odyssey. They detailed the plot, how Bowser is kidnapping Peach, and also the little cap guy's sister, who is Princess Peach's tiara, was with them, and how Mario and the Cappy are teaming up to take down Bowser. Really, the game still just looks so gorgeous. It looks so huge. They talked about the ship, which is called the Odyssey. It runs on the power moons, which I think we already knew. They also showed that there are going to be various mini games in there with leaderboards, and you can go to the Crazy Cap, which we've known about since the initial trailer. It was in the background, but you can go there to buy new outfits, which I'm always down for character customization. You can also get stickers for your ship, which is cool. And then there's also a snapshot mode, which, what's the deal with that? They've been like putting that in so many games lately. It was in Breath of the Wild, I think. It's coming to Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Now it's here. I don't know, that's just a weird thing they've been on lately. But Super Mario Odyssey is coming October 27th, which I thought it was coming in November, but maybe I was wrong. The Amiibo are coming with that as well, and then they're also having a Switch bundle with themed red Joy-Con. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Mario Odyssey is the first Mario game I've ever been excited for. Usually Mario's like, yeah, it's Mario, it's good, it's solid, it's always fun. But I never get excited for it the way I do Pokemon or Legend of Zelda or various other games. I've never been super hyped for an upcoming Mario title. This is the first time where I have been. It just looks so open world, and there's just so much to do and explore. Really looking forward to that. So that wraps up the Nintendo Direct. I thought overall it was okay. Like I said, the most unexpected thing they showed was the fact that they're adding Pokemon mid-generation. The other stuff they showed looked solid, mostly. There were some duds in there. There wasn't anything super unexpected. They didn't announce Smash Bros. Or show Metroid. I mean, I didn't expect either of those, but there was no bomb like that where it was just like, whoa, there's a new game coming or anything like that. And also, I don't think there's still any info on Virtual Console for the Switch, is there? I could be wrong, but I think the closest they've come to that is the arcade games on the Switch, but no real traditional Virtual Console where you can download A Link to the Past and play it on your Switch, or the original Mario or anything like that. Which is disappointing. Like, you'd think they'd be on that. So overall, I thought it was okay. Certainly wasn't the greatest Direct ever. And for 45 minutes, they sure spent a lot of time on not a whole lot of info. It was okay. So that's my thoughts. Maybe you thought it was better than that. Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is Hoodie Angel Brain signing out.